Rime captivated audiences with its unique graphics and art style, as well as its intriguing design when we first saw it back in 2013 at Gamescom. It was one of those games that stuck in your mind and made you think, oh yeah, that game looks really cool, I can't wait to play it. After some development hell, loss of funding and loss of Sony as a publisher, as well as Tequila Works, the developer of the game, not acquiring the intellectual property rights until 2016, the game finally released in 2017, 4 years after its initial announcement. Rime looked like a spiritual successor to the likes of Ico and Journey and had a lot to live up to. However, Rime struggles to hit its full potential, but still stands as a great game in the process. Rime's art style and graphics are undoubtedly gorgeous. It looks like Ico and Wind Waker had a baby, and the execution is amazing. Well, almost amazing. First of all, the character is a pixelated mess, and depending on the scene, the degrees of issue changes. For instance, on the beach he looks terrible, yet in a cutscene he doesn't look bad at all. If he would have been the same design as the world's graphics, it would not have been as jarring. Otherwise, the world is beautiful and enjoyable to explore, the atmosphere is perfectly accentuated in each area, and the design alone kept me wanting to see more. Whether I was underwater, in a dark dungeon, or in a bountiful land full of trees and shrubbery, I was always excited to see the world around me. The second issue is more egregious though, and hampers the game in a pretty serious way. Rime, even on my Xbox One X, runs terribly. The frame rate is hardly ever consistent and drops to such low frames that entire parts are played in cuts rather than a smooth transition. Simply running, crossing a bridge, or climbing a ledge can all trigger huge frame drops. What is weird about this is there's a section later in the game with a lot of rain, and I figured the frames would drop drastically with that much going on, and yet it stayed steady during most of it. The performance is definitely a stain on this game's quality, and is really unfortunate in such a beautiful world. The performance and graphics in Rime are bittersweet to say the least, however, I still feel the world is experiencing as a whole. I had no expectation for Rime when it came to story and plot. From what I understood, you're a child on a mysterious island trying to figure out what's going on. Without spoiling anything, Rime is so much more than that. If you're going to play this game, I recommend getting all of the collectibles because they actually add a lot to the lore and story. But even without them, there are multiple twists and changes of atmosphere that really surprised me, and I was surprisingly moved by the whole affair at the end. I feel this game needs to be experienced on the merit of just the last 10 minutes or so alone. Rime is beautiful, lonely, emotional, and filled with unexpected events. This is a story that anyone who appreciates video games as a storytelling medium should witness. However, the story is kind of bogged down by the length of the game. I honestly felt that there were sections of the game that were extended just for the sake of keeping people in the game longer. I think Tequila Works could have cut almost a third of the game out and it would have been a better, more concise experience. There were some repetitive puzzle sections and backtracking, and some sections where you'd have to follow something that just seemed to drag on. In between this repetition were beautiful and unique puzzles and areas, and each section was different enough from the previous that the style never felt stale. Some parts just happened to overstay their welcome, and I would have preferred more story elements over extension of general playtime. The music in Rime is nothing short of perfection. This soundtrack is unbelievable, with Studio Ghibli vibes, orchestral highs and somber lows, and timing that encaptures the emotion of nearly every moment. Playing this game for the music alone would be a nice treat, but placing it within the whole package just amplifies the game's storytelling. I've downloaded the soundtrack and actually enjoy listening to it outside of playing the game, and that's actually what's playing in the background right now. A couple different songs are going to have played through this review from Rime itself. The second aspect of sound that is unique is your character's voice. Your interaction with the world is primarily done by that voice. Whether you're shouting at an object to activate it, singing to illuminate the dark, or calling out to your small fox friend, the voice acting, which is very minimal, is excellent and fitting with the game's atmosphere. Overall, sound design in Rime is incredible and something that needs to be experienced to really understand. Rime has all of the makings of a masterpiece, but because of some issues that really affect immersion and pacing, it falls short of reaching that pedestal. If the game ran smoothly throughout and the character's graphics were improved, and the repetitive and longer sections of the games were fixed, Rime could easily be a cult classic indie game. It's an excellent game in general, and its moving story had me wanting to replay the game again to experience it with the knowledge of what was truly happening. The nice thing is that you could complete the game with all of its collectibles in around 10 hours, so it's not too long of an experience and can be digested relatively quickly. The collectibles are also a fun way to explore the beautiful world, and the music is breathtaking at certain points. Rime is available as a part of Xbox Game Pass for free, or can be bought for under $20 on Xbox or PS4. However, the game stands at around $40 on the Nintendo Switch, and it's also a terrible port to that console, so I wouldn't recommend it on the Switch at all. I would pick this game up if you like exploring, storytelling, mystery, and beautiful graphics and music. So, that should be most of you. I hope this review helped you to know what's best for you, and if you want to see more of these videos and a ton of other content, please hit the subscribe button and touch the bell so you can see whenever I make a new video, and don't forget to give that like button some love. Thank you all so much for watching, and let's continue creating the greatest community in the world.